trouble mounts for the Gandhis in the National Herald case. Enforcement Directorate tells court Congress wanted to usurp assets worth 2,000 crores. Young India formed as part of conspiracy. The ED's counsel has argued before the Rouse Avenue court that 90 crore loan was a scam ploy in the National Herald case and fake donations were made by members of the Congress. This is breaking news that's coming in the National Herald case hearing that is currently going on in the Rouse Avenue court. The Enforcement Directorate is arguing that fake donations was made by members of the Congress party, that the 90 crore loan to Young Indian was in fact a scam ploy in the Herald case. They've also argued that the company Young India was in fact formed as part of the conspiracy to usurp assets worth about 2,000 crores. This is the hearing, remember, going on in the National Herald case, which has been pending before the courts for a very long time now. The Enforcement Directorate is submitting its arguments before the special judge in the corruption case, in the PMLA case in the Rouse Avenue court in Delhi. This morning has been the arguments on behalf of the Enforcement Directorate as they present their case before the court. But trouble mounting clearly for the Gandhis as the Herald case hearing continues before the court. Srishti Ojha is joining me on the phone line on this. Srishti, the hearing is ongoing. The court raising questions, the ED is answering the questions. What exactly is happening in the court today?
So the court is currently hearing on the aspect of cognizance of the charge sheet, the prosecution complaint which was filed by the Enforcement Directorate against Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and others proposed accused in the National Herald case. Now today we have seen the Enforcement Directorate put forth its arguments, trying to convince court to take the cognizance of the charge sheet and then eventually summon the accused in this case. It's ED's case that there was a conspiracy which was put into place by Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and others. There was a conspiracy to form the company Young India and to siphon away 2,000 crore worth of assets for a very meager amount. According to ED, everything is part and everything, all the POC and the money that has come in has happened once Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi came into the picture. One important thing here though is that the court has put a big question to the ED about several Congress leaders that ED has claimed made sham donations to these companies that are involved in the National Herald case. The court has very clearly asked for a clarification from the Enforcement Directorate saying that if the ED is alleging that bogus rent and advertisement money in these transactions were made, then they need to remember that there are also some donors that they claiming who are senior leaders of Congress party, also questioning why these Congress leaders were not made as an accused in the case if the amount or the donations that they made are being claimed as proceeds of crime. So according to the court, if any advance rent or donations, etc., were to be made proceeds of crime by the Enforcement Directorate, then will the senior leaders who have been named by ED, who according to ED made these donations, will they also not come under the scanner of the ED or also be made respondents or accused in this particular case? So we're expecting the ED to clarify on this aspect soon. As of now, the ED has said that the POC that they have stated in the charge sheet is the proceeds of crime at this stage. It will examine this issue and can file more later also in the supplementary charge sheet. So the hearing here will continue at 2:30 again, and it will be important to see what further allegations from the charge sheet will the Enforcement Directorate put forward before the court. Back to you.
Srishti, we've seen the kind of questions that the court has been asking. They've asked what exactly is the proceeds of crime, how exactly has the ED identified the proceeds of crime, and a big question that the court seems to be asking is the Congress party a victim or a cheater? And they've also raised questions about the pattern of shareholding. They've raised question about pattern of donations, etc. And the question really now is, can ED prove its case when they are alleging conspiracy, they're alleging corruption? What are the big questions that the court has been asking the ED?
Well, Anisha, definitely the court is clearly putting very direct questions to the ED, and the ED will in fact have to put a very clear and a clear case if it wants to convince the court to issue summons to the accused and take cognizance of the charge sheet. Another question that we saw the court also raised was that political parties are often seen running newspapers, channels and all sorts of enterprises. Does the pattern of holding newspapers in this particular case is so peculiar that ED will rule out the others, basically implying that there may be other parties also which hold newspapers? Why is the pattern or the evidence in this case so peculiar that ED has ruled out the others? Now, ED's case very clearly is that in this case, the paper that they're referring to was closed in 2008, and the manner in which the companies have been acquired were completely fraudulent. So, the court has also said the remark that you were referring to came in when the Enforcement Directorate Council told the court that if we see the entire conspiracy and if we see the entire list of dates in the chronology, what happens to the Congress Party? The Congress Party, in a way, took a hit since they have a 90 crore debt for just 50 lakhs. That is when we saw the remark coming from the court saying, is Congress Party in this case the victim or the cheater then according to ED? ED's counsel has told court that the contributors to the party, or those people who have been contributing to Congress Party in this case, are in fact the victims and have been cheated, which has also been ED's case since the beginning. So we'll have to wait and see what more will the ED argue before the court at 2:30 today. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Srishti Ojha. The hearing, of course, set to continue at 2:30. Big questions being asked of the ED, and the ED raising serious allegations against the Gandhis and the Congress Party itself.